Hello, so apologies, I was going to do a video on this mask, having it on the floor with a couple of other masks, but then because my back's playing up I thought I'll just do a video like this where I can actually get some information on the computer. So, the name of this mask is a Chinese TF12D. So, it's in the prototype stages, and Hype's given me a load of this information, so thanks to him, Andy sent me the mask. So the drinking tube on there isn't the finalised one, it's like a placeholder one, hence being a clear like rubber rather than it being, you know, a black rubber one or whatever. This also probably at the moment won't be a PLA issued mask, as in People's Liberation Army, because this mask is made in a different factory. So apparently the interesting thing with Chinese masks is it depends on which factory they're made from, is if they're going to be a military service mask or not. So apparently it's, I'm going to butcher this, Jiangxi Jinhua Plant 908. That makes most of the MF series of masks, which are the Chinese military ones. But this company that makes this particular one, that does the TFs, actually have a lot of the same machining in their factory that's in that other one. So here's another one, because this is obviously where a lot of these have the same face pieces at the moment. So this is an MF series one, and this is the TF series one, so that's confusing, isn't it? But, you know, so what makes this interesting, although it's using mostly the same face piece as the FMJ09 and the MF11D and all that, is that this one has a drinking tube and it uses FM53 style conform filters. So what I mean by that is, if I unscrew this, the filter system is designed so the filters sort of fit really flushly to the mask, which is really nice because it reduces weight and bulk, rather than the filters, you know, sticking out a bit and then having to screw. So that's cool. So it's got blanking plugs on both sides, and it came with the tool to remove those. I've also Hype sent me the, you know, the proper canteen for this, but I won't show that in this video. So it's very fundamentally similar to these other masks, essentially the exact same face piece, if I can get them both in frame at once. The straps are slightly different, but I'm assuming again that's just because of which factories made them. But if I can get that in frame, of course this one now has its own strap in the way. So other than the drinking tube in there, and that. So this one essentially looks a lot like the FMJ09 or whatever its MF or TF number was, and that was basically almost the exact same mask as this, but with a conventional 40mm system, not this 40mm system, and no drinking tube on it. Otherwise, internally it looks pretty much exactly the same. As I said, the straps are minorly different on these and how the buckles work on them, but that's not really anything in particular. So how good is the mask? Now, as I was going to say, one of the things that's a bit annoying is I wish they'd just do a panoramic version for all of these now, because you know, the panoramic ones I think are just a better lens design, especially now they're made to be good panoramics. So if I just put this one down a second, take my glasses off, and then I'll put this one on. And I'll definitely do more videos, as I said, with this. The problem is at the moment, because my back's playing up, I don't want to be bending over and doing stuff with a conventional camcorder on the floor with various masks. So let's put this on. So yeah, it's nice and comfortable. You can probably hear from that it's got quite a buzzy, loud voice diaphragm, but that's never a bad thing because it means people can hear you. And yeah, it fits me well, and you know, it works, so there's that. So yeah, I quite like this. The face piece in a way reminds me a bit, is it the XM40? I don't know why, was it the XM45? There's bits of it that look like that in terms of how the eye bits look on this. Again, sometimes in masks you just start seeing the sort of, you know, similarities between some masks and another. So, like I said, I definitely want to do some longer videos on this and comparing it with other masks, but the problem is at the moment, it was one of those days today where, because my back's been playing up and I've just taken some painkillers and put deep heat on, I thought I'll either do a video or not do a video at all, and I'd rather give people something to watch who say there's not enough gas mask videos, so they can at least get some info on this thing. But what I'll do for the next video where I do one on this is I'll get out the FMJ09 or whatever its sort of civilian serial number is, and I'll put that on the floor along with this one and the MF11D I just showed, so you can kind of see the differences between all three of them, as they're essentially the same face piece. Although saying that, I imagine the face piece is actually a little bit modified on this one, just because of the fact, yeah, obviously the cheeks are a bit different because of how the filter system works on them. So if you see that and that, they are actually slightly different. So yeah, that's cool, because obviously these modern Chinese masks are actually genuinely really good. In terms of, you know, the build quality is good and everything else. Because again, the problem you get when people talk about China is they quite often fail to realise that China has quite a few factories making stuff of various qualities. So the stuff that's for like high level export or military use or government use is actually very good, whereas it's just the stuff that's basically sold super cheap online that's the not good stuff. So just one thing I want to test for this actually. Just while I've got it here. How well does this fit with helmets? So let's have a quick look. Right, I'll probably need to completely undo the bit at the back. It's not the best fit, but it's not bad. Like I said, I've not got the extended strap, but I guess yeah, this would fit you well enough to actually give you head protection with a helmet. So yeah, that's alright actually. Like I said, it seems a bit lopsided, this helmet, but there's not much you can do to fix that really, unless you've got a proper strap system for the helmet. But yeah, the conform filter's good. It doesn't, let me just adjust the drinking tube, because that's poking me in the face a bit there. Oh, that's one of the problems with this, the drinking tube isn't actually very secure at the moment. So just to demonstrate that, this basically pushes on like aquarium tube, so that's quite kind of useful. That popped off in this video. So it connects, the bit where it connects to a bottle, the canteen, stores in there like it does with Avon masks, and that's the connector there. But the problem is obviously on this bit is it's just simply a push-on connector. So to get that to push on, you just literally do this, which isn't in frame. You know, you stretch it over there and push it on. So I can definitely see why these drinking tubes aren't the best drinking tube system. You know, they're not really secure enough at all, I'd say. Which is probably why things like the FMJ09 don't use a drinking tube, because it's better not to have one for safety reasons if you can't do it well. So, just to show you, if this bit worked properly with the drinking tube attached, where you've got the mask there, that's it, swivelling in and out. That's actually completely fine on the inside, it's just the connector isn't very good at all on the outside. So you'd actually probably want to keep it stored most of the time in the downwards position, because at least in the downwards position it's not, you know, going to get in your way. But like I said, this isn't a very good drinking tube system, so I'll probably replace this tube at some point with some black tubing that's maybe a bit tighter. Because again, it's that problem of it's difficult to get it on. There we go, that's it on. But I don't trust it to not fly off. Let's stretch. So again, the problem is this automatically starts, if you have it in a sort of stored position, automatically starts just pulling that bit around there. So yeah, once you have this bit sort of stored in there, it's putting tension in that tube to go on there. So that definitely needs a longer drinking tube on this bit, I'd say. Because yeah, when that's stored, it's just going to unhook the tube if you do that. So if you had it in the downwards position, you'd probably just have to have it like that. That in there. And then just somehow maybe have to pull it off both ends, but like I said, that's definitely not very neat and good. So that definitely needs a few extra inches, I'd say, on that drinking tube as a minimum, just to stop under tension it pulling itself off. But as I said, that'd be quite easy to replace. But maybe that's a good idea, you know, good example of why Chinese masks don't actually you know, at the moment use drinking tubes as much as they used to, just because of the fact that, you know, they can't do them very well at the moment, so better not to have one than to have one. But that's a good example, at least in real time, of it flying off and causing a problem. So, yeah, what I will probably do is, I don't know if that drinking tube would just simply leak. I imagine it would if you didn't have a tube on there connected to that connector. But yeah, there's probably a way, if you take both bits off without extending the tube, that you could, you know, have that in a better position, because obviously you don't want the tube deployed inside the mask at all times. That defeats the point. But yeah, you don't really want it like that either. So yeah, there's the thing. I haven't tried it with the canteen yet, but as I said, the drinking tube is certainly the flaw in the mask, I'd say, at the moment. So yeah, what my plans probably are with this, as good a mask as it is, until I can fix the drinking tube, not to use it at all. But what I probably need to do is get a longer piece of piping of the same millimetre, probably get one in black just so it looks better with the mask. Make sure it's got a few extra inches, you know, on it, just so it's a longer tube and it's not going to get in the way. Then put that in there where you can have the full thing working and moving without it, you know, pulling itself off. Might be worth as well, I was just thinking, once you've connected the pipe, getting like a very thin cable tie and putting it around there just to keep it in position so it can't pull itself off as easily on both the bits, but you know, that's just another thought. So overall I'd say this mask is very good, but the drinking tube system on it as a placeholder is pretty bad. Obviously it is a prototype style mask. I like the filter system, I like the face piece, and I like the filter system. The VPU on it, or you know, the voice diaphragm seems good. You know, all of it seems good except the drinking tube. Again, Hype said that is a placeholder. So again, big thanks to Hype for sending me this. He sent one to Duke Nougat as well, which I think is Gas Mask Bunker, the name of his channel at the moment. But there you go. So I like this, but again, the drinking tube is the weakest part of the mask by a mile at the moment. For the people saying where can you buy these and that, you'll probably struggle at the moment. If you ask Hype in the comments or whatever, he might be able to sort you the sale out of them, but I think at the moment these are the sort of masks where you might have to wait a while for them to be finalised before they go on sale properly, because as they stand at the moment, they're probably going to be pretty hard tech to get out of China. You'd probably find it much easier just to buy the civilian variant of the FMJ09 or the MF11D, because of the fact that they're more conventional masks, if that makes sense. Because prototypes, even like UK prototypes over here, can be quite hard to get just because there's not very much supply of them for obvious reasons. But there you go, hopefully you found this interesting. And I said, hopefully I'll get a day next week where my back isn't playing up, so I can put all three of the masks on the floor, do it with a proper camcorder and all that, with a better microphone, and you know, show it you like that. But as at the moment, it was either do a video like this or not do a video, because I can't be bending over because it's already been making me feel nauseous today with back pain. But there you go.